Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Muri say, Masira say, guys. Masira say. Asindoda umbochimata chema Zimbabweans. Today I'm talking about Kuma Zimbabweans. This audio, this video is specifically to all my fellow Zimbabweans. If you are Zimbabwean, feel free to listen to my audio. Listen to my audio. Guys, how are you? How are you? Please say hi to me. And Okubira my stars for the girl child. We want to buy sanitary pads for the girl child. Ditumireo my stars, guys. Ditumireo my stars. Please send your stars. Send your stars. Send your stars. They'll go a long way. Memory, how are you? I love you guys. Thanks for supporting. So first of all, ndisathi ndatomboenda kure. I've always thought ndine voice. Blessing, how are you? I've always thought kuti ndine voice. Voice rangu rakashoshomara, so muri kunzwisisa uzi voice rangu. Voice rangu harizizi voice revakadzi riya riri pakati nepakati, so apa kana futi usina kuzvinzwisisa unofunga kuti ndinomwa doro inini. Patina kuWhatsApp group yevanhu vanomwa doro handiko. Ndingatoonekwa kumadhoka vanoenda kusavadha ndiko kwandoonekwa, but zivoice rangu guys ndakangoripuwa rakadai so seraholi 10. Oh my gosh. Yesterday I was so inspired. Ever since Ola achiita achiita my interviews ake Ola. I want to be honest. Yesterday I watched a young man who is so confident. A young man who knows what he wants. A young man who will say, I believe in what I stand for. A young man who's got a vision and a plan in life yake. He is not getting shaken. Kuti chero mukauya makati do uku kuti he's not being shaken. He's a focused young man. He's a confident young man. And I liked the thing that he said in his interview. Okay, for those that didn't watch, let me tell you where this whole story is coming from. So, Winky D released a song and an album, and he's been collaborating with a lot of other artists, young, upcoming, and already artists that are in Zimbabwe. Violet, how are you? Stanley, how are you? So after the interview came out, one of the guys, Anonzi Holiten Wandatega, I hope he sees this. I respect the interview that you had. It was my first time Kunzwa Holiten Achitaura. I've heard about him. I'm one of the people that had not given attention to say, let me listen to even one of his songs. I was like, I know him, but anenga achitaura. So I guess in Indavemu 40 something, the music, I've heard my kids singing his music in the house, and you'll be like, oh, it's that guy with the voice from Zimbabwe. It's that guy. You identify him with his voice. You like it or not, the voice is just a command. Even if you want to ignore, you will like, oh, okay. So what is he singing about? What is he singing about? And this time, I got collaborator na Winky D. And then after the show, Yeku launch, there were so many people that came up, Nema statements. And then he released his own statement per Twitter. And I feel as Zimbabweans, we took that the wrong way. So from the interview, I listened to the interview and in a conclusion. And from his side of the story, I'm going to relate the story to everyone in Zimbabwe. I always say when you come per Facebook, learn something. Don't just listen, but what are you taking from that piece of information that they are giving you? How do you relate it to your life? How do you relate it to the community as our Zimbabwean community. So from the interview, from the album launch, and we are here now. This is what I concluded as the African princess. Kuti Joni. We are a community of Zimbabweans. A lot of us are doing so well. We have the talent. We have the abilities. A lot of other Zimbabweans are out there. Varukushanda, they are doctors. I think I read Kuti Panotori, a surgeon, a female surgeon who's a Zimbabwean who's working out there. Pande, my business people, e.g. and Strife Masiwa, they are a Zimbabwean community. They're working out there. Ana Mutuma Mawere, they are working out there. And James Makamba, these are people that we knew they were doing so well. And there are other people that we don't even know mazita abo, guys. Varima Zimbabweans. Vakazopedzisira vamwe vabuda muZimbabwe, vamwe they are still muZimbabwe. So his regret when he wrote that regret, from my understanding and the interview, he claimed, I'm the king of the music industry ku Zimbabwe right now. But the sad thing about the community at Trukugara, no matter how big your talent, no matter how great your business is as a Zimbabwean community, Isusuma Zimbabweans, we can't acknowledge and embrace and celebrate and lift each other. Kuti, there is talent. Let's celebrate it even out and broad in the world. It's a sad, crazy shit story, but it's happening to a lot of people. A lot of people regret kuti mari dzandave nadzo ndiri kunze kunoko dai ndakwanisa kuenda kuZimbabwe kuti ndinobetsera maZimbabweans. He regrets kuti he's singing songs, things that affect the girl child in Zimbabwe right now. Either uno supporter MDC, either uno supporter ANC, either uno supporter EFF, either uno supporter ZANU, either uno supporter CCC. If you are a girl child, unoto rebound to abuse. Wa abuse wa and nyaya yevasikana vari kuZimbabwe. Why tiri kuti izvoni vari subjected to abuse? Havana employment rate, it's zero. I'm not even going to talk about politics in Zimbabwe, but the situation in Zimbabwe is affecting every girl child. Just like I'm saying, I'm going to buy sanitary pads for the girl child. And in the Zimbabwe, did you not be uno supporter which party kuti ndikupe ma sanitary pads, guys? You understand where he's coming from? He is not saying because you are CCC ndiwocha reply ndiwocha wana ma pads first time. When we buy sanitary pads for girl kids, either we are ZANU, either we are MDC, either you are ANC, either you are EFF, we will still give you the pads because we want to help the girl child. He is preaching the abuse but the politicians, the journalists, they are quick to think in their shallow minds. I'll say this. I think we have politicians and journalists that have shallow minds who are quick to say this type of a setup. They will take a story and put it to their side because it suits what they want. That's the sad story about the things you should take to Zimbabwe. As Zimbabweans, guys, I know we've been deprived a lot of things in life, but the little that we can do is to support each other. That's the cry of that young guy. I'll call him my young brother. For now, I'll call him my young brother. I feel his pain. I, as a parent, I feel the pain. Could have spent so much money. Ndichiendesa vana ku university. Ndichiendesa so much for the next generation. But my kids are not going to be working in Zimbabwe. I feel the pain. I regret being born to Zimbabwe. Kuti we are spending so much resources. Kuti the future it right, but the people on the ground are not allowing us. Kuti okay, come and do things in our country so that it can be a better place for everyone. That's how sad it is. That's my understanding. Pauline, how are you? We need to support each other, guys. Mukaona as Zimbabwe, an upcoming, in his interview, he did mention, Kuti, I can be the king in Zimbabwe, but come out of Zimbabwe, if you talk about Holy 10, who knows there is Holy 10? We are Zimbabweans right now. The greatest thing that ever happened to every Zimbabwean entrepreneur is reading about Strive Masiwa doing so well in the international markets. But if you were to walk in America right now and talk about Strive Masiwa, how many kids know Strive Masiwa? What I want to say is, how many people can write a great story about Strive Masiwa like Inini Zimbabwean, but outside the world who are not Zimbabweans? How many of us can do that? How many of those are there that can embrace and say, wow, Agaita so much? Mainstream media, in other words, controlled media. August, it's so true. And then if they can take a statement and put it the other way, and everyone else will start thinking, Kuti, that's the thing. But I'll be honest with you, Chirungu hacho inini ndakaita literature pa A level. I did literature pa A level. And when me and my husband, we were discussing the statement that he released on Twitter, I said to him, take the keywords in the statements. There is journalists. There is politician. There is a thank you and greatest achievement for the collaboration that he mentioned. And then regret. So whatever he did with Winky D is saying, I appreciate. It was an honor. And then he talks about the journalists are also a highlight in the thing. All those people are in the sentence where he puts, I regret. So to me, I was like, the English in this statement is saying, Kutijoni, the journalist, the politician, you're taking this the wrong way. I want to preach something else, but you taking it because you want it to suit what you want. And then everybody else woke up and they were like, hey, we want to ban this, we want to ban that, we are people that will follow a wrong something. Tombo and she read completely different. She read completely not even applicable. The sentence, the statements was completely taken per wrong platform, and they used it to cover what they wanted. But nonetheless, I learned so much yesterday after I listened to him. Guys, I am asking on this platform, the musicians in Zimbabwe, they are my film actors, you call them my artists in the form of singers, actors, Vanoita, Minyaka, they are all artists. If we can, let's support the African brand. We want to have international people coming from Zimbabwe. The only thing that can happen, if I talk about the young generation that is coming and they are doing so well over Chivaku, Zimbabwe, I am spreading the word. Makadzi sang a song from Limpopo. The world, South African people spoke about her. It went waves everywhere. Because, if you can ask someone, Ariku Canada, they will talk about Makadzi. They will talk about Jerusalem. A South African guy that sings Jerusalem. Let's support our own upcoming musicians. The kids are trying so much. They are trying to earn a living, and the only thing that we can do is to support and give them the support that they need. The situation on the ground, it's hard, it's difficult, especially people that are outside the country. You know what I do sometimes? This is what